Ready to go?
Ready to get, okay. We're going to start with Dasher and then we're going to go to Jed.
Hey, Coach. This is one of those lineups. Obviously, if you don't spot your pitches, make your pitches, it can hurt you and hurt you in a big way. And I guess just obviously kind of what happened this afternoon.
Yeah, they're a very dangerous lineup, and I think Ryan Webb's changeup was probably just a little bit too hard today, and a couple of those home runs that they hit, I think it's just that changeup just was probably just a hair hard. But he had good stuff after the first 2 innings. If you would have told me that 20 runs were going to be scored today, I told you you're crazy, because both pitchers look really locked in, and they just got a couple balls up into the jet stream. It really carried today. It was surprising that wind wasn't really whipping around very well, but it did carry, and that's the fear when you play this team. They've got a bunch of power 1 through 9, and they hit a lot of fly balls, and they're trying to hit home runs. And last night it helped us, and today it hurt us, and we just got to make sure that Jonathan Cannon is getting ground balls tomorrow.
Yeah, and it looked like you'll have another seventh inning magic today until you kind of run out there. But again, it's just a team just doesn't quit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 8-1, and we've got no life. And next thing you know, it's 8-6, and the bases are loaded, and it's a 2-0 count. And Riley King's at the plate. I think everyone in the world wearing red and black would take that scenario 30 minutes earlier. So we put ourselves in a position to have a chance to win the game. We made them go to the bullpen. We made them use Carey, who's another one of their guys. So, using up the bullpen, for me, that was the biggest goal when it's 8-1, is let's put a couple things together and make them go to the bullpen, make them use somebody. Don't let this guy throw a complete game on us. And we finally got to him. We had some good at bats. And again, it's 8-6, bases loaded, 2-0 count with Riley at the plate. That's a pretty good spot to be in when it was 8-1 30 minutes earlier.
And just real quick, any update on Josh?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be out tomorrow. It's a hamstring pull. It's not a major one, but it's a good enough one that he wasn't in uniform today. Most likely won't be in uniform tomorrow. And from there, he'll be day to day.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned it a minute ago with Ryan Webb and his changeup, but that's, I guess, 5 homers he's given up now in his past 2 starts. Is that sort of what it is? Just sort of stuff he needs to clean up? Is it a product of the offenses he's facing, or a little bit of both?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, obviously a really good offense that he faced today and won last weekend as well. But yeah, I mean, he's got to be down in the zone a little bit more, and when he elevates, he's got to elevate for a purpose. And sometimes that changeup does get a little bit hard on him. And instead of getting a swing and miss, maybe they're a little bit behind the fastball, but that changeup is going to their bat speed a little bit more, just because he's throwing it a touch hard. So that's just something him and Coach Kenny will work on. It's a really good pitch for him, and they'll get it worked out.
And after y'all cut it to 8-6, Liam or Jaden came in and then Liam, and they struggled a little bit, and the lead got pushed back out. Is that, one of those learning experiences for a couple of young guys like that, of, just the importance of those shutdown innings, when you're trying to rally like that?
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, when it was 8-1, we had kind of, mapped it out. Hank Bearden was going to go the 7th, and Liam was going to go the 8th and the 9th when it was 8-1, unless things change, and all of a sudden it's 8-6. And then so Jaden had to get ready in a hurry, and then maybe it was a little bit of a product of that he had to get ready a little bit quicker than usual. And learning how to get ready in the bullpen, I mean, that's hard to do. And I'm not real sure what happened. He wasn't as sharp, obviously, as he has been, but he's going to get the ball again. Same thing with Liam Sullivan. I told Liam didn't have his best stuff today, but we need those guys. And being freshmen, you're going to get touched up in this league. You just got to bounce back and learn from it, and get better as you move forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, next we're going to go to Ramin and then Jake.
Hey, Coach, I think through the first 6 innings, the Georgia offense had 1 hit and 10 strikeouts. Would you attribute those struggles to something Brandon Jordan was doing, something your hitters weren't doing, or some combination thereof?
Well, it was a lot of Brandon Jordan. He was very, very good. I mean, we knew it was going to be a challenge, watching, preparing for today and watching him on video. And, it's a lot of elevated fastballs. That's got the spin on it. It's got the analytics, the ball's jumping, and then he's got a big time breaking ball, 12-6 breaking ball. It's hard to see. So we knew it was going to be a challenge, but we didn't compete enough. He was really good. And a lot of the credit goes to him, but our hitters need to compete better than that. And that's what we talked about in right field, is that we've got to be more competitive than that at the plate. If a guy beats you, but you got to fight him a little bit more than what we did. In those first 6 innings, we weren't competitive enough. And when you play a team that's that good, you've got to compete better than that. And now we started competing in this, in the 7th inning and made it a game, and it got really interesting. But we've got to bring that fight and that competitive, those competitive at bats, for 27 outs.
Coach, innings like the 7th inning today, where you get to use some of the stronger people out of their bullpen and give the guys some confidence. How big are those type of innings going into a Sunday game, trying to win a series against a ranked opponent?
Well, again, the score's 8-1, and Jordan's cruising, and his pitch count was low enough. I mean, you're looking at a possible complete game, and that's the worst thing that can happen for us, because they don't use anyone in the bullpen. Everyone's fully rested for tomorrow. And again, my goal was, when it's 8-1, let's hopefully get to the bullpen. Let's make him use 1, maybe 2 guys. And, we got Carey out there, who's one of their main pitchers. So, it was good to see him go out there and have to pitch, because he's going to be down for tomorrow. And they had a couple other guys going in the pen, moving around, which, again, there's something to be said about that too. So, we made them use the bullpen and go to it. Obviously, that's we want to win the game, but when it's 8-1, that's what I was thinking. And all of a sudden, it's 8-6, and we had an opportunity. We're in the bullpen, and we got an opportunity to take a lead. And I don't think you can ask anything more than that when it was 8-1.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, that's all the time we have with Coach. We're going to stand by for players.